Good morning, scholars. It's Mr. Spivey, and we're going to be learning a little bit more about our five senses that we have. So far, we have covered our hearing, our sight, our smell, and today, this is a really, really fun one. We're going to be discussing the sense of taste. So, while I'm reading, make sure you're paying special attention to the different parts of your mouth and what they do for you and how they help with your sense of taste. Look at the boy in this picture. He is happy because he's about to taste something yummy and sweet, and he knows it. But if it weren't for a few bumps on his tongue, he wouldn't be able to taste it at all. Bumps mean little raised areas. And since taste is the weakest of the five senses, it gets help from another sense to help you enjoy the foods you eat. Can you guess which sense that would be? Listen to find out what other sense works with taste to help you enjoy the foods you eat. The first thing you do when you eat food is to open your mouth and take a bite. Then you start to chew it or grind it up with your teeth. The wet saliva or fluid inside your mouth melts or dissolves the chewed up food so it is easy to swallow. As the melted food moves across your tongue to go down your throat, it catches on tiny little bumps on your tongue. So if you look in the mirror, you can look and you can see your taste buds on your tongue. Those are tiny bumps, contain taste buds, which come in all shapes and sizes and are responsible for telling your brain whether something tastes good or bad. There are over 10,000 taste buds in your mouth. In certain spots on your tongue, you have special taste buds to detect four different types of tastes: sweet, salty, bitter, and sour. Fruits and desserts usually taste sweet because they contain sugar. Almost everyone likes sweet tastes. Even babies smile when they taste a little sugar. Pretzels taste salty. A little salt can make foods more flavorful. That means that the food has a strong and pleasant taste. Bitter or bitterness is something that you do not taste very often, especially when you are young. If something is bitter, like coffee, it usually has a sharp or unpleasant taste. Most people also agree that sour is not a pleasant taste. Lemons and pickles taste sour. What kind of face do you make when you taste something sour? If it is something really sour, like a raw lemon, most people pucker up. They suck in their lips like a fish, squint their eyes, and wrinkle their nose. Here's something else very important to remember about taste and taste buds. Just because something doesn't taste as good as your favorite food, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try it, especially if it is healthy for you. Taste buds can be trained to accept and even enjoy lots of different foods. Some tastes can seem strange or unpleasant at first, but then your taste buds get used to them. And before you know it, you've learned to like those tastes. You have 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Taste helps you enjoy your food, but did you know that smell helps you enjoy your food too? In fact, both your senses of taste and sense of smell work together to help you figure out what your food tastes like. If you sit down to eat a nice piece of fried chicken, as you bring it up to your mouth to eat, you start smelling it before you take a bite, and you keep smelling it as you chew. Your taste buds aren't actually that good at identifying chicken all by themselves. They can just tell that it is a little salty and that is not sweet, sour, or bitter. However, your nose sniffs in the fried chicken odor molecules and sends the brain even more details about the taste of the oil and the meat and the juices. Next time you have to taste something you don't like, this little boy and his medicine, try holding your nose to see how well you can still taste it. Even though you are putting something in your mouth that travels across your taste buds, you probably won't be able to taste it as well as you would if you weren't pinching your nose. This is because you have closed your nostrils and blocked the odor molecules from reaching the smell receptors. Without the extra help from the senses of smell, you won't be able to taste things as well. Have you ever noticed that if you have a cold, your food doesn't taste as good as it usually does? This is because your nose is congested or filled with mucus, and so your sense of smell cannot help your sense of taste. In fact, if your nose is really stuffed up, you may not be able to taste anything at all. All right, scholars, so here's what I want you to do while you are at home. I want you to think about all the different ways that our sense of smell and even seeing food helps us taste our food before we even actually bite into it. Because once you pick up your food, you can smell it, and the odor molecules are going in through your nose to the smell receptors, and it just says, that is some yummy food. So make sure today while eating your lunch, your dinner, a snack, or anything like that, smell it and see if it is smelling really good. Scholars, I hope you learned a lot today. Mr. Spivey is so happy that I got to do this today. So next time you're eating, make sure that you're thinking of all 5 senses. Have a nice day, scholars.